Okay. Okay, so Dr. Jesus, I can go ahead now. Dr. Chinsa, you can go ahead. Your screen is on. Your slide is on.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, Group 1, WCAPs Group 1 will be doing a topic. We'll be talking on effective parenting, a means of assuring peace and security in the society. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay, this lecture is going to be taken by 3 of us, Dr. Fatima, myself, and Mrs. Comfort. We hope that we are going to follow this outline, and at the end of the day, we hope to be able to make an attempt to do justice to this topic. The state of any society is determined by the character, attitude, values, and beliefs of majority of its citizens. Citizens are a product of the type of parenting they receive. Our learning objectives, we shall focus on, the focus for today's lecture is effective parenting with regards to values, belief system that will ensure peace and security in the society. Nigeria and the world in general today suffers from a near total breakdown of law and order. Crime rates are high. Disregard for constituted authority is also widespread. Expectations for fulfillment by lawful means is low amongst a good population of the young people. Please, next slide. There is simply a general sense of insecurity in the country. This negative outcome is entirely due to ineffective parenting. Effective parenting ensures a more secure environment is created for us all. What is parenting? Parenting is a process of promoting and supporting the physical, emotional, social, and intellectual development of a child from infancy to adulthood. It is the impartation of positive influences by taking an active part in the growth and development of the child. Parenting involves transmitting of cultural values that we endure for generations to come. A parent, therefore, is any adult, biological or not, who is the primary guardian or caregiver of the child. A parent provides the most intimate context for nurture and protection as the child's personality and identity is developing. Parenting involves showing unconditional love for the child, paying attention without prejudice, offering support and encouragement, showing empathy, and offering guidance without expectation of reward. Parenting has 3 essential components. Parenting, caring, which involves the promotion of emotional and the physical health of the child. Parenting involves control, that is setting and enforcing disciplinary boundaries, and development. This involves optimizing and maximizing the potential of the child. The type of parenting a child receives is determined by the system of the family. Values are the belief that each person considers important to himself and humanity. Parental values deeply influence me, decision-making, and social relationship. Now, what is effective parenting? Effective parenting, therefore, is parenting that produces citizens who, effective parenting is parenting that produces citizens who are well adjusted emotionally, economically, mentally, and socially. Effective parenting is the ability to interact and engage with children in such a way that they learn and grow into remarkable adults. Effective parenting is actually intentional parenting that demands both quality and quantity of time with the child. Effective parenting is a function of values, and we should remember that values drives good citizenship. Children reflect these values by their behavior in the society. But sadly, many parents have abandoned some of these values for a variety of reasons, principally for economic reasons. Dear women of color, Dr. Fatima will help us to go through the vital aspects of effective parenting, the values that children should be taught, before we go to the last segment, which is how does effective parenting ensure peace, security, and conflict resolution. So Dr. Fatima will take it from here, vital aspect of effective parenting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Fatima, please.
Do I have to stop sharing or?
Yeah, you have to stop sharing. She has a slide.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can see your slide.
Okay. So I'm here to speak about the vital aspect of parenting. The style of parenting is a great determining factor of children, of how children turn out to be in future. So there are 4 vital aspects in parenting. One is nurturing. Nurturing means to care for your child, feed, protect the child, and help him develop well. Nurturing is the most important aspect of parenting. The most important part of nurturing is to show a child he's loved and cared for. It entails providing support, food, playing with the child, comforting the child, and encouraging the child. Then there's discipline. Children need discipline. They need boundaries. You need to set boundaries, and then you should include reward for good behavior and punishment for bad behaviors. Discipline entails training children the acceptable norms and values of the society. It also entails correcting their wrong or bad behaviors before they manifest or when they manifest. Discipline, when you discipline your child, you help him choose the acceptable behavior and learn self-control. And self-control is very important. When a child has self-control, it turns out to be a better person in future. Then protection, children need protection. It's our responsibility as parents to protect the children. We should protect their health, their safety. We should protect them from abuses. We should give them sense of security. When children have sense of security, the tendency for them to be involved in social vices will be lower. Then provision, we should provide the basic needs for our children. The basic needs could be their food, clothing, shelter, security and safety. Negligence by parents negligence to provide all these basic needs by parents has led to the boundary insecurity we're facing in the country, Nigeria now, especially in the Northeast. Parents do not provide the basic needs for their children. It makes them vulnerable and easily accessible to recruit as terrorists or bandits or Boko Haram and all that. Then there are some positive or right values that parents can teach to their children. One is model the right example. You could be a good model, role model, be a good role model to your children. know that your children are constantly watching you, so you should lead by example. You should model traits like respect, kindness, honesty, tolerance. When you see someone that needs help, help him regardless of his religion or his tribe. You just teach your children, oh, it's the right thing to be kind. It's the right thing to help this person. He's in need because he's human. Teach them about humanity, not that, no, he's Hausa, that's why we're helping him. Ah, this one is not a Muslim, so don't help him. Oh, this one is a Christian, so help him. Just teach them he's human and he needs help. So we should help. Try to avoid lying in front of your children, because as you're lying, you're teaching them how to lie. All use of bad languages. So teach, model the right example, teach them religious harmony, cultural harmony. Then communication is also vital in parenting. Take time to listen to your children and speak to your children. Teach them what you need to teach them, the right moral value. Communication is very essential. It's an essential part of positive parenting. Encourage your children to talk about their feelings. Be open to your children's suggestions. Keep an open line of communication with your children so that if they have any problem, they can easily come to you for guidance. They don't need to go to somewhere that would lead them astray. So keep an open line of communication with your children. Then spend quality time with your children, not just spend time, quality. Children need quality time. Be attentive to them, teach them your norms, traditional norms, values, so that they'll be good citizens in the society. Normally, children that don't really get the attention that they need from their parent, they tend to misbehave because they know when they misbehave, they are likely to be noticed more. Or sometimes they feel worthless. Oh, my mother doesn't like me, my dad. So they tend to be depressed, be involved in drug abuse and other things. So we should make time for our children. We should make sure we supervise what they are doing, monitor them and supervise them. Monitoring and supervising these children plays a vital role in stopping and discouraging social vices among youth. The high participation of Almajiri in Togri and other social vices is linked to poor training given to them, because they are normally left at their own mercies. They don't have parental care. So they tend to be involved in all these social vices. So we need to spend quality time and nurture our children. Boost your child's self-esteem. Your words and action affect the child's self-esteem. So when correcting a child, avoid blaming him or criticizing or finding fault. Correct him with love. Encourage him. When you're disciplining him, no corporal punishment. Discipline with care. Try to nurture him. Try to make him understand why you're correcting him, so that even after everything, you learn that, okay, yes, mommy is doing this because I'm wrong, not that she doesn't love me or daddy doesn't love me also. Because all these things, they, if you criticize your child or tell him you're foolish, you're stupid, it lowers his self-esteem, or he feels, oh, maybe I'm worthless. Okay, all these things leads to depression or substance abuse. Then teach your child self-control. Set limits. Setting limits help children to learn self-control. Teach them about humanity and humility. Limit their screen time. Monitor what they watch on social media. Know the kind of music or movies they are watching, because sometimes children learn things from what they watch on screen or on social media. Some kids learn, and in the US, where there are lots of gun crime, it's attributed to what they watch on screen and the games, violent games they play. So monitor what type of game they are playing and all. Then give children a sense of purpose. Everyone, not just a child, needs a sense of purpose. Make them feel that as a family, everybody has roles and responsibility. Give them some roles that they'll be looking forward to doing it. Caring for their younger ones, maybe taking care of the pets, making their beds, all this thing. Let them make appropriate, age-appropriate chores. Then there are some negative pattern of parenting. This involves inappropriate developmental expectation, parental lack of empathy, when you have strong belief in use of corporal punishment, it doesn't do, when you use corporal punishment, instead of the child to learn, he becomes hostile. Not setting rules, leaving your children, they should do whatever they want. It doesn't, no, if there's no rules, children tend to grow up not to be people. Comparing your child to another child, oh, your mates is doing this, oh, your mates are married now, you're not married. It tends to make children depressed. So don't compare a child. Know that every child has his own pace. So accept your child the way he is. Try and nurture him, encourage his good behaviors. If he's doing anything positive, appreciate him, encourage him so that he'll do more. Now, which of these wrong moral values are you guilty of as a parent? 1, I criticize my children more than I compliment them. If you do that, you tend to lower their self-esteem. 2, when my children are disciplined, I challenge the person. Maybe when they're disciplined in school, you go to the school and challenge the school authority. Why will you beat my child and all? You teach them disrespect and indiscipline. I quarrel or engage in physical fight in front of my children. If it's always, it means you're teaching your child to be hostile and aggressive. So he tends to manifest this character if he goes to school or outside playing with other children, or when he grows up, he tends to be hostile or he tends to fight a lot. When you abuse, when there's children that grow up in a violent home, tend to be violent, or children that their parent beats, the father beat the mother, tends to be abusive too. Children from abusive home tend to be abusive too when they grow up. So you nurture the right character that you want for a child. I pay for my children examination to be written for them or get them exposed to their success. Well, if you do that, you're teaching them corruption, which is you're teaching them the wrong moral value. I'm too busy to be there for my children. I do not discipline my child for wrong behavior. Children grow up without no boundaries, and that's the wrong thing. So when you assess all this and other things, if your assessment are always, you have 4 or more always, then you're practicing ineffective parenting. You need to work on your parenting. If it's sometimes or never, then thumbs up, you're doing the right thing. Thank you. Comfort, please.
Thank you, Dr.
Dr.
Fatima.
Fatima.
Thank you. Dr. Fatima has really spoken well. Now I'm supposed to talk about the role, importance, and impact of effective parenting in ensuring peace and security in the society.
So, sorry, please, Dr. Bridget. I'm so sorry that I had to, please saying, hold on. We have just 10 minutes to the end of this Zoom link. So I will just send in another link so we can just use that to rejoin so that it won't cut you off while you're talking. We are sorry we had to go through this. The Zoom we're using tonight is not subscribed. So it's, you know, the normal 45 minutes thing. So when I'll send in a link now and then we'll rejoin with that link. But you can go ahead for the meantime. Thank you.
I can go ahead now.
Yes, when I send the link, I'll let you know so we all rejoin.
Okay, thank
I'll
you.
share it on the chat, on the Zoom chat. So we all copy the link and then
Okay, thank you. I said Dr. Fatima has done justice to the topic, and I'm supposed to be talking about the role, importance, and impact of effective parenting in ensuring peace and security in the society. I had apologized earlier on that I had a challenge. I lost an in-law and I had to go for the burial. That's why I don't have my slides to share. So please bear with me, my colorful women. So I'll be taking us through the definition of peace. And when we're talking about parenting, we know that involves the family, the unit of the society. And then we will see the features and functions of the family and the features of a family that lacks peace. Then the changes in the family that may cause lack of peace and insecurity. Then we'll look at the way forward and I will conclude. I even hope that my speech will not take up to 10 minutes, just as the first and second speaker. So peace is a natural thing. It is more or less God-given state of human existence. It is a state of perfect rest. Politically speaking, peace is a political condition that makes justice possible. A situation where there is no conflict in the family, where members of the family are able to meet their needs and expectations. And then a condition where the family needs to educate its children, as mentioned by Dr. Fatima, produce goods, govern its affairs, care for one another, and provide security for its members, as well as share the benefits. So the concept of the family has been variously defined too. In most cases, the family is a group united by marriage, blood, and or adoption in order to satisfy intimacy needs and socialize with the children. The family, thus, is a crucial factor in both individual well-being and social life. So the definition of the family and peace are intertwined. It's very, very good that family members should live together in peace. And when we have a peaceful family, we also have a peaceful society. What are those features and functions that we have in a family? In the Nigerian context, relatives other than husband, wife, and their unmarried or adopted children share residence or live together. We call them family. There is a pooling or sharing of joint ownership of resources, which is usually formalized or legally recognized. And these resources include symbolic estate and the inheritance of rights by relatives. There is also the recognition of kin relationship, either of linear or collateral character, but usually both people clearly can establish either genealogical or consanguine relationships. There is recognition of common responsibility by family members. There is allegiance to a common ancestor. There is also a reciprocal assistance pattern in the Nigerian family. The functions of the family are: the first, we have sexual regulation. The family plays an important factor in regulating sexual behavior, reproduction, and rearing of children. Marriage, as we know in our tradition, is the only medium officially recognized by the society through which one can have sex, reproduce, and rear children. Lack of sexual regulation and indiscriminate rearing of children are some of the causes of lack of peace and security in our society. Second, psychological functions. It is the duty of the family to show love, affection, and compassion to one another. Psychologically, stable families are bound to reflect in the offspring. If the family is the aggressive type, the family will be unstable, and this will lead to lack of peace and harmony in the society at large. The family is supposed to provide a primary good. The duty of the family to provide primary good for individuals. Everywhere human nature comes into existence, man does not have it at birth. He cannot acquire it except through fellowship and isolation. Social functions. The social functions of the family are summarized as in: one, provision of social security to their age members; two, encouraging members to take part in community work, obey the laws and actions of the land, and ensure peace, to be good examples unto others; socializing with members to the norms, values, cultures, and tradition of the society; and provide recreational facilities to its members, religious training, and providing the necessary. As earlier said, peace does not necessarily mean the absence of physical or violence. In the same vein, lack of peace in the family does not mean the presence of physical violence. There are the features. These are the features of the family. Any family will say that There may be runaway wives who abandon their husbands or children. There will be constant aggression or withdrawal from responsibilities. There will be antagonism towards children. There will be divided interest among members. There will be social problems in the group. Drinking and absence of consistent affection will also be seen in that family. There will also be alienation, loneliness, depression, disillusionment, inadequate absence of free flow of communication, just as mentioned by Dr. Fatima, displays, aggressive behaviors, and then there may be remarriages. Children's divided parents will have different loyalties, maladjustments, and indulgence.
Okay, Dr. Comfort, I think you can continue now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I was listing the features of a family that lacked peace. And I said there could be high divorce rates, runaway children and wives who abandon their husbands or children, constant aggression or withdrawal from responsibilities, inappropriate antagonism towards children, divided interests, social problems, drinking and absence of consistent affection. There could be alienation, loneliness, depression, and disillusionment. Inadequate or absence of free flow of communication, just as Dr. Fatima mentioned. There could be displaced aggressive behaviors, and also there may be remarriages. And I also said that there are some changes in the society of recent that has affected marriages. Some of these changes are, one is before now, people go into marriage when they are of age and have gotten good means of livelihood that will sustain the upcoming family and its responsibilities. But now the reverse is the case. Another change is the divorce rate. The above mentioned is responsible for why we have high divorce rates in the society. For instance, the divorce rate in Nigeria rose dramatically after 1967 from 2.5 to 4.3 per 1,000 people in 1997, according to a US Bureau of Census. British that occur out of wedlock, births that occur out of wedlock since 1970s, the proportion of all births that occurs had nearly tripled. More than 3 out of 10 births is to an unmarried woman. This is also gotten from the US Bureau of Census, 1999. This development was regarded as a taboo in those days, and children that were born out of wedlock were regarded as vagabonds, and they have very low social status in the society. Another change that occurs in the society is that children living with only one parent. You find out that nowadays it's very, very common that you see single parents bringing up children. This was unheard of in a typical Nigerian society. Children grow and develop well when they are nurtured by both parents. Now the story is different. Now, what is the way forward? The way forward for peace to reign in our families is that, one, we should have the collective pursuit of individual and family goals through non-violent means. Two, democratic decisions should be made in the family. There was one WhatsApp message that was being passed some few months back about a family that used to have democratic meetings. I think if families should imbibe that, to be holding meetings so that everyone will have a role and a responsibility, that will help a lot in building up a peaceful family. There must be justice and fair play in the family. Third, amiable resolution and management of conflict in the family will assist. There should be respect for one another in the family. There must exist the desire and culture of peace in each family. There should be marriage and family counseling to the children and the youth before going into marriages. There should be equitable distribution of power. There should be family life education. Then we should also advise families to have smaller sizes because of our economy, so that we'll be able to cater for each and every member of the family. Conclusion: peace is the ability to live in harmony with oneself and others. Peace is a necessary ingredient needed for the smooth running of the family and the society. The family is the foundation of the society. There will be no stable society without first having a stable family. Therefore, the society needs peace and decorum for effective human and societal development. There will be absolute peace in the world if members of the family perform their functions well. The negative influence of industrialization, modernization, and civilization cannot affect the family to the extent of causing friction, tension, or unrest if the family are willing to pursue peace. And thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you.
Mrs. Nosa.
Thank you, Ma.
Mrs. Nosa, thank you, Ma.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
was a very wonderful. Mrs. Nosa, please, can you put on my slide? Let me just
Great.
conclude the whole.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You go to slide towards the conclusion, the slide before the conclusion.
Okay.
Slide before the conclusion. No,
This.
you have not put it on slide share yet.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sharing.
Before this conclusion, the slide before this conclusion. Okay, please.
Precious Etinosa.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Comfort, for a very elaborate discussion on how peace and security can be resolved via family. Like if you notice during my introductory speech, we talked about values, and values are taught in the family, and good citizenship is driven by good values that is taught in the family. So effective parenting, just like we have, for what we can deduce from the two other speakers, effective parenting has an intergenerational effect as it helps to mold attitudes and behaviors over several generations. From what Mrs. Comfort said, once the family is in the right stability, the family, the children are well nurtured, there's proper marriage, proper counseling, then they're able to effectively raise up children that will give us good generation of their own children or adults. Conclusion, please. Next slide. Before the recommendation, there's a conclusion. The state of harmony in our society today is as a result of poor parenting, when the family is not properly placed or the parents are not well guided. Then all the issues that we are having in Nigeria and in the world today will persist. Wrong or poor values have been instilled in far too many young people. And what the effect of that is what we are experiencing today in our society. For we to have continuous peace, effective parenting will help to impart the correct values on the children. And they in turn will reflect these good values in their conduct and in their relationship and in the quality of children that they raise. The resultant is a society that is secure and peaceful. We would like to make a recommendation here because this group is a group that fights for peace, for resolution of conflict, especially as women. We propose that a nationwide campaign through seminars, launching public lectures where parents can be sensitized. Because the problem we have in our society today is not necessarily because of government. It is because the family has failed. It is because parents have not effectively imbibed into their children the right values. So if we can have a program where we sensitize parents on the effects of poor parenting, the gains of good parenting, because these are the only way we can raise citizens that are intellectually sound, that are positively curious, and are highly motivated for this peace and security that we all crave for. If we go about this campaign, we continuously talk about it, I believe that our society will become a better place for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Etinosa.
Wow. Thank you so much, Group 2. This is mouth watering and finger licking. It's a whole, like Prof said, it's very much insightful and filled with a whole lot of information that we are just trying as much as we can to digest and bring get summary of. And as you're trying to get one point, another point is dropping, and I'm sure as much of us that is able to get on the meeting today will have a lot of points to pack in and be able to also utilize. And I think we just go straight to question and answer and discussion, maybe from other members of the group. I think that we'll go ahead with that. If you have any question, please raise your hand or you put it on the chat. And then I should have mentioned this earlier. It was because of the.
Okay, no, sir. I just want to thank all the speakers. This is absolutely, absolutely wonderful. And to let the speakers know that normally this is recorded and we usually then put it up as a YouTube. So it's that others can also get to. And with time, we will be able to also organize the seminars and lectures for parents. And I absolutely agree with all that you have said. The starting point is the family. If we have family that is secure, that is well balanced, that has all the good values, then we have a peaceful society. And therefore there is no greater security than the security which emanates from the family. Thank you all so much. It's been a very, very wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, Group 2.
Thank you, ma. Group 1.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are waiting for question. If you have any question, please, or any other contribution or something to add to it within a short time, please. Okay, maybe I just start with this question for the presenters and also members of the group. So we're talking about security and as it relates to value, because this is the most important point that I have been able to digest today, because I see that the value has depreciated so much, and this is one of the things that has led to what we have, the insecurity we have. And then anyone can be offered just 5 naira to kidnap another man's child for rituals and the likes. Based on the status that we are today, we have moved beyond with what we are supposed to do. Is there something that we can even do to the young youth that has gone beyond family modification or manipulation now, and that are already in this status with this poisoned value system? I don't know if that is correct. Is there something that can be done to tame this thing? Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Etinosa, are you there?
Ma, I'm here, ma. You can go ahead. You can go ahead, ma.
Okay. I think let me try and respond from the recommendation that was given. When I joined this group, I really was thinking that is what the group is out for. just as we recommended that campaigns should be done or advocacy should be done in order to sensitize parents and even the young youths that are already out there. Like me, that I'm in the Northeast now, I'm in Mubi, I've been affected, really, really affected by what is happening, this insecurity. 2014, we were sent out of our homes, we fled, we were refugees in other places before we came back. So if there could be campaigns by NGOs, organizations, there are a lot of NGOs that are helping. They give out food items, they empower the youth, they call them, organize seminars and workshops for them. So I think it's helping in curtailing some of these vices that have overtaken the good values that are supposed to have been instilled by the families. So if the women of color can also have a plan of campaigning, especially reaching out to the youths that are out there. We may not be able to go to the forest. We may not be able to go to Sambisa or any forest in Zamfara or Kaduna or anywhere. But the youth that we have on ground, if we are able to organize seminars, call them, talk to them, I think we'll go a long way in helping to curtail some of these crimes and vices. And most of the youth are jobless. That's actually what is really causing these banditry and kidnappings. But once you empower them and you get them engaged, I think it will reduce. Thank you. I hope I've answered your question to some extent.
Yes, Dr. Comfort, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you.
Any other question? I'm not seeing any hand up or contribution.
Okay, I would like to add to what Dr. Comfort said a while ago. We can go to churches, we can go to mosque, we can go to schools and speak to people concerning the need of bringing back family values that will ensure peace in our society. In our locality, I live in Edo State. I was just discussing with a friend of mine a while ago that they have this 419 something Yahoo boys. You people know about them, 419. They call them Yahoo boys.
Yes.
They even have their mothers have group, association of Yahoo boys mothers.
Is there?
I'm telling you, association of Yahoo. I even heard that they pay to enter the group. They get tutored and trained. So you could see that the problem in our society is from the home. So a lot of reorientation needs to be done. So there's a lot of work, because if for example, when you are going out, you are scared. You are scared of the next minute because you don't know what is going to happen, because there's so much insecurity, and parents are the perpetrators. Apart from leaving their duties and facing money issues, they don't even have, like Dr. Fatima was teaching us, that we should reflect what we expect our children to be. These parents that we see these days, they don't even have the right values to even reflect to their children. So it's a fundamental problem. And if we're going to embark on this peace and security conflict resolution, a lot of work has to be done. A lot of talking continuously has to be done. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chinsa. So in the absence of any other statement, contribution, we just quickly do a general meeting shortly. So I'll just stop the recording and then we